And that is a few seconds. So you can see, got the exact same setup. So let's slightly rotate these around. So I've just reviewed The Living Force, if anyone's watched that. Now, moving on to Darth Plagueis. Now, Darth Plagueis has been absolutely my favourite EU book for a long time. As you can see, Living Force is like a very pretty brand new hardback. This is the original hardback from 2012. I bought other hardbacks over the time. Episode 3 book, Dark Lord Rise Darth Vader, maybe Labyrinth of Evil in a hardback. I'm not sure, that might have been paperback. But anyway, I sold those books off because liked them, but I thought I'd never go back to them. And I wasn't particularly a big collector back then, to be honest. But there was something special about this book, which meant I could not get rid of it. I mean, yeah. How old it looks. Okay, it's so well lit, it actually looks like it's whiter than it really is. But you get the idea. But yeah, this is 2012 original. Worth a hell of a money. Thank God it's been reprinted in paperback form. But yeah, like I was just saying with Living Force, when I was taking this with me for the reread, I took the sleeve off because I did not want to risk damaging it. I've let this out to people before. They didn't damage it, thank God. But don't want to risk, no. While I can keep it safe. Oh, there's a bit of damage showing up there. You never know if it's like how easy it can be damaged by yourself as much as anyone else. So especially when taking it to work, etc., and it's in your bag. You don't want to. But yeah, let's get on to it then. So basically, what I just said in the Living Force is both books very much. Living Force is more dependent on what came before it. Darth Plagueis just references that stuff. So Living Force is just new Disney canon during this High Republic era, and there's a lot of references to it, which are a bit of annoying. As I felt with Darth Plagueis, it didn't matter that much if you hadn't read them. Now, 2012, I'd only ever read original prequel trilogy EU, like the children's version of Phantom Menace was the first one I read. Then when episode 3 came out, I basically put everything around there. Not so much the Clone Wars books, like the Yoda Dark Rendezvous book that's the top there, but all the ones primarily focused around episode 3. I only picked up that Last of the Jedi book, which I read once, thought was decent, but never went back to. I really should have gotten it. I think it put me off the OT onwards is how much of it there was. I mean, all these books always had the timeline, and I remember looking at them like in 2004, 5, thinking, thinking back, as soon as I bought the DVD set in fact 20th September 04, I should have picked up Heir to the Empire or X-Wing 1. I didn't, but what can you do? I finally saw the light and started reading them in 21. But yeah, there was just so much of it. Same for this. It focused on, at the time, there was a new series called Fate of the Jedi. And I was like, I knew that the story was going on, but I was like, a long way to get there. I don't know. Yeah, it took a very long time to get to that point. But yeah, even though I read a lot of prequel trilogy stuff, this has a lot of references to everything that comes before it. Like, if Unifying Force and the New Jedi Order is kind of the ending to the EU up to that point, this is kind of the ending to the EU up to Phantom Menace, because this ties into the first film. So yeah, spoilers. This will just spoilers up to Phantom Menace, major ones. So yeah, Darth Plagueis is obviously spoiler for episode 3. Obviously, Palpatine's master who can save others from dying, but not himself, as his apprentice kills him in his sleep. Cowardly as hell, but hey, Sith don't care about honour or fair play, so you expect his apprentice to do that. And yeah, that apprentice is Darth Sidious, who, let's be honest, everyone knows it was Palpatine. Even Phantom Menace on video spoiled it. I remember right at the back. So yeah, it's basically starts with Phantom Menace, Darth Plagueis lying dead on the floor, and Darth Sidious wondering if he's definitely dead and thinking about his past, what happened to his master, etc. Is he actually alive still or not? And the very ending is jumping back to that bit, and Darth Sidious is 100% thinking, yeah, he's dead. So yeah, it then jumps back about 35 years before that, and you basically see everything that's going on. It opens with Darth Plagueis and his master. Darth Plagueis again gets the drop on him. There's a cave in. Darth Plagueis' master Tenebris uses Force to hold these rocks above his head. Darth Plagueis seemingly sees the opportunity and just brings them all down on him instead, and then finishes them off. And then it's him basically how he ends up becoming Darth Sidious's master. How he finds Palpatine, who's not even a senator at that point, and all the things that it do. So what I really liked about this is there's a huge focus on what will come in Attack of the Clones: Revenge of the Sith. Where's this war how's this war get funded? Yep, it's all a sham run by Darth Sidious. But how do the Separatists form? Who bankrolls the clone army? Who bankrolls droid armies? And yeah, Palpatine can't be doing all this stuff himself. He obviously, he has Dooku become his apprentice, and then Dooku takes over, leading the Separatist cause. But who did it before that? no way Palpatine could have done that all by himself, especially as there were only 2 Sith at the time. Just plenty of pretenders, acolytes, etc., which Darth Plagueis as well, but none of them are true Sith Lords. None of them even like takes out himself, and this is pretty much telling that story, And it also shows, what if Dooku didn't turn to the dark side? Would Palpatine's master Plagueis be running the Separatists? The answer is yeah, he would be. Basically, you see him, once he's like got Palpatine on board. He's now, he wants the Sith grand plan, wiping out the Jedi, taking over the Republic, to happen, and of course finding a way to live forever, making his apprentice more of an equal rather than an apprentice, and ending the rule of 2, all of that stuff. But yeah, what happens basically, it's him, his alter ego, Higo Damask, basically an extremely wealthy businessman. He's a Moon. That species are like rich. No, the species aren't rich, but the species have like very high ranking wealthy families, and his is one of them. And yeah, he basically, once he's got his apprentice in place to basically take control of the Republic, they realise they need to wipe the Jedi out by having a war take place which they eventually kill the Jedi in, and the Jedi maybe not look like heroes, so that the public aren't, or Senate aren't on their side. And yeah, they basically set up everything, the Intergalactic Banking Clan, Trade Federation, all those groups, basically the Separatist leaders you see in episodes 2 and 3. He pretty much sets it all up, and it makes really, really good sense. So many references to the EU books as well. Let's grab one as a quick reference. Darth Maul, Shadowhunter. So it's basically a story about Darth Maul on a mission, fighting Jedi as well, but before he reveals himself, so no one really knows who he is. Even the MedStar books reference. Oh, my dog's just finally shut up. Even the MedStar books reference it, like a droid who like sort of witnessed the horror. Mentions his like former owner was pursued by his very dangerous, like powerful Zabrak. So yeah, you've got references like that. So you've got Shadowhunter. You've got. I'm not sure if Cloak of Deception got a reference. I have a feeling it did. But I'm not 100% sure. So there's that. There's the Old Republic stuff. Darth Bane is opposed to Darth Xana, which is the Darth Bane trilogy. I'm sure there's a reference to like older Sith Lords like Exar Kun, Darth Revan, Darth Malgus, all of them. And of course, you've got like set up everything that happens in Phantom Menace. So you've got references what goes on, like about things Phantom Menace references, like pod races on Malasta. You've got that happening there. You've got like Darth Plagueis working with Jabba the Hutt to get him in control of Tatooine eventually, because Gardula the Hutt is the top one in top slug in Phantom Menace, who owns like the slaves, and then of course sometime now it's Jabba, which is Darth Plagueis's work. They make good allies, and obviously things work out for just one of them. And yeah, you've got Palpatine becoming Sith Lord. You've got his training. You've got Darth Maul getting found as a Zabrak. A Zabrak baby. Palpatine takes him to care, tells Darth Plagueis that he's just an assassin. He won't be a true Sith Lord. And a lot of people mention this. They say, so Darth Maul was never meant to be a true Sith Lord. He was just an assassin. Like, spoiler, the character Sarge Ventress. I don't think so. I mean, he calls him Lord Maul at one point in the film. As on the Force.net, no one actually seems to remember that in a Darth Plagueis forum. You've got Darth Maul not 100% aware of everything Palpatine's up to, but he must have some knowledge. And yeah, a lot of people don't seem to consider that. Palpatine's simply lying to Plagueis. Yeah, oh, by the way, Master, I found this like small child, very powerful of the Force, could be a great weapon, but don't worry, I don't want him to be a true apprentice. I'm loyal to you, but he could do a lot of damage. Okay, train him. Of course he's going to say that to his master. His master's not going to be like, so what's this boy you found? Oh yeah, he's going to be my apprentice because the rule of 2 is going to continue. You don't want it to, but shit, I'm going to kill you one day and he's there to take over. I'm just, and I've told him everything, but he's keeping it secret. Yeah, I think that will go. Plagueis he already gets to jump on Palpatine once during his training, just Force strangles him for some reason, just like show his dominance, I guess. So yeah, I've never bought that, and yeah, he's just an assassin. He'll just kill a bunch of people for us, but he's not my apprentice. It's a scene in Song of Ice and Fire when Jon Snow at the Wall basically gets a letter from King's Landing. He says, Lord X is helping us with the wildling threat because the realm's in great danger, but we are not his men. And yeah, Jon feels that he is indeed, he wants that guy to be king, even though he's not at the moment. But yeah, what's he going to say? he has to like please the crown, and that's kind of a thing here. Palpatine obviously has to please his master. But yeah, Darth Maul, Phantom Menace, he obviously dead at the end, something that Palpatine never saw coming. It sort of can happen. And likewise, if Darth Maul hadn't died, yeah, he'd just simply become the new Separatist leader. It's like, he's not charismatic. Dooku's more gentlemanly, kind, charismatic. The Neimoidians bow to Darth Sidious easily enough, as terrifying as he looks, even though he keeps his face covered. Even the Separatists needed like a well-spoken, well-groomed former Jedi like leader. Of course not. No, when Dooku's gone, the next guy shows up, General Grievous. And I know I said no spoilers, but God, I'm sure you'll know these spoilers. Forgive me if you don't. But yeah, General Grievous could just take control of their army easy enough. Darth Maul could do the same thing. So I've never thought this Darth Maul was not a true person. Let's do a full vid on this one day. But yeah, so a small part of that is him. Darth Maul goes on a bunch of like murderous missions, succeeds in every one, and there's a great moment actually at the end where Palpatine's annoyed that Maul basically chose to reveal who he was. One of the guys he kills, who suspects he's more than he seems. Darth Maul basically confirms, yeah, I told him that and I killed him anyway. And Palpatine's like, really? And what if someone escaped? You could have ruined all our plans. And then he's like, go home, think about what you've done. But you've done well. And it's, hilarious enough, Darth Plagueis does the exact same thing. So, big part of this book, Darth Plagueis is his enemies. He has plenty of enemies, like the King of Naboo, who he like personally goes after. And he basically says, yeah, I'm a Sith. Would you have allied me if you knew what the Sith was? Like, no way, I know what you represent. And it's like, yep, that's it, I'm the Sith Lord and we're going to take over the galaxy. And then kills him. And it's like, yeah, the thing Palpatine didn't like Maul doing, Plagueis does, which is absolutely brilliant. And of course, Darth Maul's love of gloating and saving the victory, not being sure he's won. It will really, really cost him later. Which is great. But yeah, I just love that ultimately, Darth, the Sith like to reveal who they are. There's a moment where they just need to let them know who they really are. And it's the typical villain monologuing thing, like the Naked Gun, like when what's his name, Habsburg, the one that Goulet plays in Echo 2. Frank's like, "You'll never get away with this, Habsburg. Whatever it is you're doing." It's like, "All right, I'll tell you." It's like in Doctor Evil schemes, Austin Powers, he loves to like reveal all of his plans before putting his enemy in a position he can easily escape from. Admittedly, Plagueis and Maul made sure the enemies died, but it's just your classic like gloating thing, like you have to like monologue, tell someone who you are, etc. So yeah, that's always quite entertaining. Does seem like Palpatine's one more in control there, but yeah, he eventually like has to reveal who he really is, like when he's trying to get Anakin on his side. I'm sure he's got other allies you don't really know about that he has done this sort of thing with. So him building his numbers, State for Sarge kind of becomes part of it. He's like, yeah, he's stuck with you now. Otherwise he'll just have to be killed as well. But yeah, other thing I really like this. I know it's Darth Plagueis, but they could call this though. I don't know, the Darth P's. No, not P, because that'd be Palpatine. Darth's P and S. Plagueis it is. I don't know, but yeah. A lot of it is on Palpatine, but it makes sense. It's basically telling a story of over 30 years, tying into Phantom Menace. You kind of need to see Palpatine. I know some people don't like it because it's like robbed a bit more mystery of him, but well, there he is on the cover. What do you expect was going to happen? One mystery I loved, and something I just do not like from the new canon, I won't say what it is, but you don't know what Palpatine's first name is. He's basically not taken it. Maybe the same as his dad's, maybe not. You never find out, but he just goes by Palpatine. Okay, let's do a Song of Ice and Fire. Imagine if, I don't know, Robb Stark hated his dad so much that he basically just said to everyone, just call me Stark, I'm Stark. Like, no first name. That's kind of the sort of thing you've got going here, which is kind of cool. Disney decided to give him a first name, which I hated just because it sounds really, really stupid. I know, Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, Yoda, they're not exactly normal names either. Same with Palpatine's first name, but I never liked it one bit, and I like that, there's reason. He hates his dad so much he doesn't go by his first name. But yeah, basically it's Palpatine's origin story. He just commits mass murder, kills his dad, his family, and of course, the most important thing is the Force hides itself in him. Because yeah, the Jedi do blood tests on everyone in like the Republic systems. Yeah, Jedi don't have to be given Force-sensitive children. That's not a choice. Some books like Karen Travis's ones would claim that they abduct children, which is complete garbage. No, they don't. No other books have ever said that. But yeah, either way, Palpatine would have had his blood tested as a child, and the Force was never discovered, and that's why it's clear he's so powerful in the Force. The Force, rather the dark side, is hiding itself till it can be found at the right moment, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, just get some main points. So before I wrap this up, Darth Plagueis is obviously trying to stay alive forever. It turns out Darth Nebus, his master, trained someone to try and like replace him. Plagueis caught him and basically used him as a giant test subject, and constant testing on him, a bunch of other like creatures as well. In the end, Plagueis basically becomes an elf from Lord of the Rings. As he finds out later, even though he doesn't think he can be killed from an attack, e.g., force lightning, force strangle, etc. But he can't age. He starts like, if anything, he starts becomes younger to like the point where his injuries will heal up more or less. But yeah, he can't age himself to death, so he gets what he wants. But he lets his guard down. He basically he's going to become Palpatine's co-chancellor. Gets drunk, and after 20 years of not sleeping, because he won't take that risk after he gets like ambushed by his enemies, that's why he has to wear a respirator later. They're doing a speech. Palpatine prepares to leave, looks at him asleep, walks off, stops, turns back, and I just love it. He has a whisper, you don't need a co-chancellor. Plagueis, helpless. His guards are gone. Kill him. And yeah, it's like same with Plagueis. He got a moment before Dark Side was basically selling it. Here's your chance to kill your master. And I just love the Sith don't fight fair. They don't challenge each other. I mean, yeah, Palpatine couldn't exactly have a force or lightsaber fight with his master in a Senate building. Someone would have noticed, but I just love it. Yeah, he just ambushes him in his sleep. And what I love is that Plagueis wakes up as soon as the lightning hits his respirator. He wakes up, like, kind of stares him down, like, it's like, do you think you can kill me? Like, yeah, and he does. There's a combo of lightning strangling him and telling him his new speech about Plagueis basically took advantage of this helpless boy and like made him his pawn, convinced him to like murder the people he cared about. And of course, it's an amazing speech. And yeah, Palpatine starts saying things like how Plagueis' ideas were his ideas. He was really like in charge the whole time, and you kind of want to go back and read it, and you sort of notice, yeah, he's telling the truth, and yeah, it's great. And again, I love that it's not it doesn't make Palpatine look like too much of a coward. He's the story is he murdered his master in his sleep. Like what? He just put like something over his head or something when he's asleep. No, Plagueis was definitely awake. He just attacked him in his sleep, but Plagueis could never recover from it. And yeah, it's a good, great scene. And yeah, it's just does so much. You've got like Qui-Gon, Cypher Dyas. You get Cypher Dyas been talking to Plagueis about building an army. The cloners and Camino are great with human cloning, etc. It's just I would have loved to see a sequel to this, particularly. I mentioned this in the Living Force one about Dooku, because he appears at the end. Like there's near the end, and then a couple times before. Basically, he's like he's turning against the Republic, and there's a brilliant line. This is like weeks before Phantom Menace. There's a like big moment where he says, "If one more Jedi dies because of the Jedi Order Republic, I will leave and never look back." And yeah, in Phantom Menace, one more Jedi does die. It's his former student, and he does indeed leave and never looks back, and then joins the guy who was his the master, the one who killed him. But yeah, he's great that Dooku like joined up, and of course, I'm pretty sure based on like all the notes and stuff, Dooku does go thinking about revenge. It's even in the Darth Plagueis book, but he realized it wouldn't really accomplish anything, so he just does something much worse. But yeah. The original story before this came out was that Dooku originally wanted to get revenge on like Darth Maul's master, but decided not to, and then ended up rather than hunting down the Sith master, he was approached by him, and yeah, that would have happened later. So I'd have liked to have seen more of that, and of course, filling in more blanks. Dooku obviously killed Cypher Dyas, and then after the clone army was produced and kept it covered up, deleted Camino from the records. Yeah, I'm not sure when James Luceno last wrote a Star Wars book, because much like John Jackson Miller, his last one was 10 years ago. Could it have been this one? Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some authors that have like turned against Lucasfilm with the books being like now part of this new timeline. Like basically everything else has been thrown out. All of his many references to what came before. Not to mention the post Return of the Jedi stuff ending with the Unifying Force is gone. I'd be annoyed if I was in that position. So maybe he doesn't want to do more. Maybe he does. I know he's done Tarkin, but that was being written before the Disney takeover. So it feels like an EU but not a Disney canon one. But yes, that's pretty much it. So plenty of more stuff I could have talked about in this, but I haven't done. There's just too much to go on. But yeah, this is so I read it first in 2012, last read it 2020 before I lent it to my friend, and then just this year 24. But I must read it between 12 and 20. Only reason I know about 12, so I remember going to my family's and having that book with me at the time. I don't know, maybe 2016, 17. I was reading some like mostly non-Star Wars books, but the odd one here and there back then. But yeah, it's. Who knows? I guess about 3 or 4 years I'll read it again. So that's it. But I can't recommend it. Can't recommend this enough. Buy it, rent it, whatever, you know, second-hand, new, hardback, paperback. Although I imagine this in hardback would be extremely expensive. But yeah, can't fail. Eat hell, watch Phantom Menace after. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this read, and on to one of these next ones next.